Hi, today you are going to be doing the coin experiment. So hop into Google Classroom, go to classwork. We are on week 4, and this is the second task of the week. So go ahead and log into your Desmos. As always, make sure it's your name showing. And then let's go ahead. So select the graph that best represents your stress level over the past week. So pick whatever works best for you. And then let's start with the video. All right, so this video this lab is about making predictions on how many pennies. So as you can see, how many pennies will fit in that large circle. So in here, you can enter how many you think will fit in this large circle. It's a wild guess, so you can say anything like, let's say 5 or 675 or something like that. And then you would submit it, and then you would keep moving on. So strategy. The dot plot shows your class's wild guess for the number of pennies in the circle. So if you are doing this later on in the class period or like later on in the day where the class has already submitted data, you would see all of their different predictions. All right. The research question is, how does the independent variable, the diameter, of the circle, affect the dependent variable, number of pennies? So the diameter of the circle is your IV, as it states, and then the number of pennies are your dV. So on here, remember, you are trying to figure out what pattern do you think it's going to be. So as the diameter of the circle, so the diameter is the width across of a circle. So as that increases, what do you think is going to happen to the number of pennies? Do you think it will be a horizontal line? Remember, the horizontal line is the line that shows that as the diameter increases, the number of pennies will stay the same. Linear, which is what we just learned from the spring lab. So as the diameter of the pennies increase, I think that the number of pennies will also increase like at a consistent rate. So remember, for linear is when x doubles, y doubles. Maybe I think it's going to increase, but it's going to increase more dramatically. And that would be quadratic. And then if I think that the number of pennies will decrease, then that would be inverse. All right. After I pick one of these 4 lines to sketch on, I want to write my hypothesis. So I claim that as the diameter increases, then the number of pennies will, remember, this is where you write in your answer. Do you think it's going to increase, decrease, or stay the same? And then tell me why you think that's going to happen. All right. After you do that, go ahead and you see right here, you're going to drag some virtual pennies into the virtual circle. Pack in as many as you can, then record your data in the table. The diameter includes, or the diameter in inches will be converted to centimeters automatically. So we actually want the diameter in centimeters instead of inches, because we tend to use centimeters over inches for more accuracy. Do this for at least 5 different circles. Good science tip. Take data at the biggest range of diameters that you can. So you can use from 1 inch all the way to 6 inches. Each time you fill the circle, enter your data in the table. So right here, is how I can change the diameter of the circle. All right, so let's say I want to do it at, I want to do it at 1. So at 1 inch, so remember the diameter is the width apart. Let's see how many pennies I can fit. You want it to be able to fit all the way in. So I wouldn't count this penny. So at 1 inch, you see this? I can only fit 1 penny. What happens if I do 2 inches? Let's see. There you go. Gotta make sure it's actually in there. Do you see how if the penny doesn't fit fully, it stays like kind of transparent? So at 2 inches, I can only fit 4 pennies. And then you would just keep going down the row until you get all of your different data points. So you can see right here too that the inches are converted into centimeters. And then as you move forward, once you get your data points, it should all be on here. Oops, I zoomed in too much, right? I want to make sure that I can see all of my data points, and then I move the A slider to, remember, find the best fit line. So right now, I don't know what it is because I only have 2 data points, but you can see here that I can move it all I want. So if you ever run into a problem, maybe your data is very, very like narrow or something, you can always double click on the slider to change your maximum. Maybe my maximum needs to be 100. So I can change it to that, and then look, my lines can go really high up. It should never be below 0 though, because we are actually doing things, but you can always make it a lot higher if needed. And that is the first part of the coin experiment.